Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joe Coombe. Wanted to come out tonight, want to break down that linebacker room, kind of get your guys' feelings about it. I have a feeling that I kind of confused some people last night when I was putting together that secondary. I understand that Divine Diablo is going to end up playing that linebacker position, but we have to account for him as far as the depth chart goes because he's still listed as a defensive back. That is the reason that I kept 10 defensive backs instead of 9 defensive backs. So, I mean, because of that, Divine, he's going to be on this list too, but we're only going to be able to keep 6 linebackers because we're going to end up taking the 10 secondary players, our 9 defensive linemen, and then we're going to end up taking 6 linebackers on this roster. And so I want to break this down, see what you guys feel about it. I also want to talk about Karl Joseph for a minute because a few of the talking heads out there have been giving him a good bit of shit, and I really don't understand it. Give you guys a sneak peek of what I think this defense is going to end up looking like going into next season, at least to start the season. Might end up shuffling out. We'll see what happens with injuries. But we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and jump into this. A few of these are going to be pretty damn obvious. As far as like Nick Kwiatkowski, definitely staying, definitely a keeper. Corey's staying on this team. I'm really hoping that their second year being together, playing together, kind of feeding and building that rapport. I'm really expecting big things out of them. I expect them to be on the field a pretty good bit with Morrow rotating in behind them. So we'll go ahead and put Morrow on the list. And I mean, we're up to 3 right now. We're only keeping 6 of these dudes. And like I said the other night, I'm giving Divine the benefit of the doubt that he's going to end up beating out a couple of these guys. And so, I mean, we're at 4 right here. And then we got to keep 2. We got to end up getting rid of a few. We got 5 dudes sitting on the board still. This is where it kind of got tough for me. This is where I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Oh, Raider fan, what's going on, dude? Pizza, what's happening? Al, what's going on? 6 linebackers, that's hell. Yeah, Little Shaw, what's happening, dude? 805, what's going on? Maybe 4 or 5. The rest practice squad. And it's going to end up, I mean, most NFL teams that run a 4-3 will end up carrying 6 linebackers. I mean, linebackers are kind of the core of your special teams as far as like those interior players go. So we're definitely going to end up carrying 6, maybe even 7 if they don't end up keeping one of these extra guys or if they give us an extra roster spot again because of all the COVID BS. I mean, that is what it is. We'll just have to wait till the season starts to figure that out. But I mean, this is it, dude. We have to break this down. All right, so let's just jump into it. Asmar, I like this kid, dude. He's out of Notre Dame. It's only his second year. He's only 24 years old. I really think this kid's going to end up making our practice squad. He's like 6'2", 230. He's got some pretty decent size to him. And like I said, he's super young, so he's going to end up having a ton of potential. So that I was super excited about. And I'm not want to sell that kid short at all. But now we're down to 4, dude. We got 2 spots to fill. Tanner Muse, James Anawalu, Max Richardson, and Javen White. And I don't know, man. A lot of you guys were like, I was pounding the table. Like, dude, we need a freaking linebacker on this team. We have to draft a linebacker. We have to get a linebacker through free agency. And now you're seeing it, dude. Like, the line's looking pretty damn good. The secondary's looking pretty damn good. You get a couple injuries in this linebacker room, and all of a sudden, it's not looking strong at all. I still think, I'm really hoping that we bring in another linebacker through as far as, like, just through like camp and through preseason, just everybody start making their cuts, somebody frees up, we bring them on. In a perfect world, that's going to happen. Because when you're looking at these last 2, or those 4 dudes on the board right now, and you got to fill those last 2 spots, it's not like an extreme high quality level. So it kind of sucks, man. But if you had to look at it right now, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be Tanner Muse and it's going to be Javen White. I think that's the most logical thing. Tanner Muse has been studying this system. The kid's been putting in the work. Javen White I really like. I think he has a ton of talent. But if you bring out another linebacker, these dudes are gone, like straight up gone. Max Richardson, where is that kid? That kid's like, he's 5'11". Oh, man, how big? He was like 220 something, I think. Let me see if I can find him real quick. I was shocked by his size, just as far as playing that linebacker position. I'm going to pass him. Oh, Richardson. Losing my damn mind. Yeah, he's 5'11", 223. He's a rookie out of Boston College, one of those undrafted dudes. I mean, I'm pulling for him, man, but that dude's pretty undersized. There's a shot that if he does make it, he'll end up going practice squad. And then as far as James is concerned, I'm just going to say that he's going to end up being a straight cut. I knew it was only going to take us a minute to run through this room, but I just wanted you guys to be able to take a look at it just so I can kind of get your thoughts and opinions on it. I really think we need another linebacker on this team, man. And if we bring one on, we get rid of Javen White, Tanner Muse, Diablo's going to end up sticking. That is what it is. But it's either going to be Tanner Muse or Javen White that ends up getting bounced. It's probably going to end up being Javen White. But, I mean, I would take it, dude. To bring in another veteran linebacker, if we ended up having to get rid of Javen White or move Javen White to the practice squad and bounce somebody else, which is a very real possibility, that Max would end up getting bounced off this team. Javen White would make the practice squad. Then we could bring another solid veteran linebacker onto this rotation, dude. We desperately need it. Like, desperately need it. So let me know if you guys agree with me on that. I just want to get your thoughts on it. I really think this linebacker room, as far as like our starters are going, it's looking pretty damn good. And especially since we're going to be running a good bit of that that single high, 3 deep kind of play style. I don't know if we're going to continue to stick with that. I really think it's going to change around a little bit. I want to show you guys this defense that I came up with, and that's why I want to talk about Karl Joseph, because I really think Karl Joseph is going to get a hell of a lot more play time this season than most people are expecting him to at all. And it blows my mind that so many people are so down on this kid. He's been a starter in the NFL since he's been in the NFL. Even when he went to Cleveland, he was starting for them. It just worked out to where he ended up coming back to us. I really think it's going to end up looking pretty damn good. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of show you guys this. Which one is it? Boom. I think this defense is looking pretty damn stout, dude. I am not even going to lie. You say, I'm going to put Morrig over the top because he's going to have a little bit of help from Joseph. I have a little bit of help from Abram. We got way better corners as far as Hayward Jr. being on one side and then Mullen being on the other. That's going to help out our single high safety tremendously. If we can generate some kind of freaking pass rush, it's going to end up helping us out tremendously. And I think Littleton and Kokowski, man, I've told you guys when they first came out of the team, I was expecting huge things from both of them. And I really think going into their second year, building that rapport, having Gus Bradley coaching them instead of that dipshit is going to make just like work wonders, like truly work wonders for these guys. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about this defense. I honestly think it looks pretty damn good. I can honestly see us running this defense to start next year. Like, I could see this being like our nickel package when we hit the field. And I think it looks awesome, dude. We got some really hard hitters, got decent coverage. If you get into a run situation, we're still pretty much covered. We can get a ton of pressure. And then a dude like Abram's not going to have to cover for 5 to 6 seconds because we're going to be getting to the quarterback. Littleton and Kokowski are going to end up having a field day, and Karl Joseph will feast in this. And I'll tell you right now, if Trayvon ends up holding up over that middle, this will end up being our defense throughout the year, barring injury, and I think it looks badass, dude. So hit me up. Let me know what you guys think about, man. I don't know. I wanted to see it. I'm sick of Karl Joseph taking so much shit, dude. He's one of the better players in our secondary right now between him, Abram, and Morrig. It's like, that's one of the better safety trifectas in the entire NFL. And I don't know why people are shitting on him so much, dude. And it's kind of pissing me off. Support your team, especially when when it's a dog like Karl Joseph, dude. I understand that he had a year or two where he kind of sucked, but he was banged up one, and the whole time he had a shitty defensive coordinator, man. You got to give this kid a break. He's been through a hell of a lot, and I think that kid has like true talent. So I'm really hoping he ends up sticking around and things end up working out. Oh, risk take, what's going on? Max is a gem. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, Max might end up making that practice squad. I'm pulling for that kid. He just seems like a little bit undersized. Love to see Javen White out there. Polo, I completely agree with you. Risk. Carlos, what's happening, dude? Costas, how it's up, man? I'm glad you can make it to the show. Tanner Muse's development is going to be interesting. It really is, dude. But Tanner Muse could also be one of those guys that's just one of those, like Kyle Wilbur was, just like a special teams ace. But then when he does hit the field, maybe he can play a little bit better, because whenever Kyle Wilbur came out and was actually playing linebacker for us, I just put my head down because I knew things were going to end up going sideways. But maybe Tanner Muse can be, he was a little bit faster. Hopefully he can fill that role. I'm really hoping that he can do it, dude. What do you think if we get rid of Morrow, cap casualty? I don't think that will happen, Carlos. If you look at that linebacker room that we have right now, unless a dude like Diablo and Muse show up in camp and are just like excelling and just blowing these guys out of the water, that's the only way I could see us getting rid of Morrow. We have our full roster right now. We ended up signing that wide receiver from the Panthers. What's that kid's name, dude? It's going to end up blowing my mind. Where was it? Yeah, Caleb Scott. We ended up signing him, and that was the last person we needed to fill our roster. So we have a completely full roster right now. So now it's just going to be release somebody, sign somebody as this preseason and everything keeps going. We start getting into these camp modes. So I just don't see it happen, and I really hope that we keep him around, dude. I really, really do. Murray just got re-signed. Yes, dude. Oh, Tupac, what's happening, dude? Solid group with all the development and the new defensive coaches. Our defense will be way above average. That's all I'm asking for, Tupac. I'd really love it just to be a little bit more above average. Casas, I know Morrow just got re-signed, but Diablo was drafted to replace him. I think Diablo came in here to give Muse a little bit of competition, to push Javen White, to see if these guys could get to the next level. Because honestly, you could end up keeping 2 of these guys on the back end of this. And if we don't bring any other linebackers on, you're going to see all 3 of these dudes end up making that squad, and you're going to end up seeing them get bounced. Somebody like Max end up getting bounced or just bounced to the practice squad. I still think it looks damn good, dude. I really think that we still need one more solid linebacker. I back that 110%. I'm not going to bank on Muse. I can't bank on Diablo, a rookie linebacker coming in. Like, you just can't. You can't sit there and be like, he's going to be the man. Like, you don't know. He could be. There's a chance he's a complete freaking bust. We're the Raiders. Don't forget that. And then, I mean, you get into a dude like Javen White, got very little play time last season. You saw a few flashes. You heard a lot about him through camp. You can't put any real stock into that kid. You have to have players that have actually hit the field, had the play time, going through those progressions, and these guys just haven't yet, man. And that's what kind of sucks about it. Have multiple hybrids, make it better for the rotation schemes. We do. And like, that's the thing. And that's another thing that really pissed me off about this draft when we took Diablo, is because there was some pretty solid like linebackers sitting on the board instead of having these hybrid players that could play safety or play like, dude, if you need a damn linebacker, get yourself a linebacker. We needed a linebacker in this draft or in free agency. We didn't pull the trigger on one. We got another experiment guy. This guy can end up having a bad foot like Muse does, to sit out the entire first season. Muse is kind of a bust. Javen White comes in off the practice squad, still hasn't got up to speed. And the next thing you know, our linebacking crew's shit because either Kwiatkowski or Littleton ends up getting banged up. We start getting into the back end of this, and then we have no second level, which causes our first level to have to drop a little bit, our second level to have to, or our third level have to step forward, and then our defense goes to shit again. And that's going to end up blowing my mind, dude. And that will piss me off more than you guys will ever believe. I hope the new linebacker coach and Bradley can get Littleton going. Costa, I really hope they can, dude. Looks like a solid defense. If you put all three of these levels together and they're healthy, this is a pretty damn good defense, Francisco. Well, thanks for coming out, man. Raider fan, thank you, dude. We need 6 linebackers, 3 starters, 3 backups. That's what we have. That's it. Right now, that is what we have. Our defense was stacked. Our defense has some depth right now, and that's why I'm super happy about that. Morrow's not going anywhere, dude. That lineup is fine. Dude, if you putting this whole little thing together, dude, I was excited about it. And I really think that I don't know, like I put a lot of these defenses together and I'm like, you know, this could happen in this situation. Like, I no shit think this could be our starting defense going into next season. And I think it looks awesome. I honestly do, man. Man, it looks elite right there. Don't sleep on. That's all I'm saying, Tupac. Stop giving this dude so much shit out there, man. He can end up being a huge difference maker on this. Do you get the right player in the right situation, surrounded by the right guys? That safety group right there is elite, like straight up elite. All damn day, looking good. Oh, Sonny T, what's happening, man? Karl Joseph can finish a game strong. Dude, he closed some games for us. What's up, man? Good to see you. I always like, oh, Flinko, what's happening, man? Jalen released. Did that actually happen? I think that might have, it's coming, dude. I know he deleted all his stuff off. And I'll tell you, dude, a few of those undrafted dudes that we got are looking pretty damn good. Backups are solid, too. It's that rotation, dude. You have to have the rotation. That's one of the things that always crushed our defense. One dude would get hurt. We'd start shuffling players around, and then the whole thing would go to shit. We finally got an opportunity to where we have true depth behind each guy, to where if somebody gets hurt, we can honestly say next man up, and it's not just going to completely blow us out of the water. I just know with Bradley, we're going to have a hard-hitting secondary. Dude, with the players that are on that field right there, you're going to have some secondary players that can light people up. Between Karl Joseph and Abram crashing on each side of the ball, allowing Moore just to kind of drop a few steps, and then you got Mullen Hayward kind of playing press on the outside, so you bring in Arnett if you want to get into like a true man press, and then kind of shuffle Casey Hayward around or let him take a little bit of a break. Dude, I think it's looking damn good, man. Preseason this year, yeah, there's 3 games, 805. From what I saw on the schedule, we got 3 games. So far, unless Players Union continues to play game. Arnett could sub in the corner and at nickel. Yes, he can, dude. And that's the thing. He's going to be our number 3 cornerback. The dude's still going to get some play time. Everybody's like, you shit on Arnett, dude. And I was like, dude, if you're the number 3 corner on a team, you're still you're playing every single game. You're getting into the rotation. You're coming onto the field. You're giving these other guys breaks, especially when the defense is stuck on the field. I'm not worried about him not playing. I just don't think he's going to be one of our starters. It's not a shot against him, but that kid needs to prove himself coming out on this team next year. What's up, Joe? Oh, man, Dax, what's happening, dude? Need to see how good Kwiatkowski can call with a decent scheme. I think it's good. If Kwiatkowski can get on the same page with Abram and get, I don't think he'll have a problem with the defensive line because he has a little bit of a rapport already with Irvin. He knows Farrell pretty well. So I don't think that'll be an issue, dude. I think it's going to be that linebackers communicating with the secondary, and Abram's ass has to listen to Kwiatkowski. Like, has to listen to him. Hey, Joker, oh, man, Jave, what's happening, dude? It helps a lot when you make the whole deal. You know, it does, dude, especially when you're just breaking them down individually. Who do you think will be our 3rd running back? Oh, man. Cool breeze, dude. I'm going to start. This is the last video of the defense, so I'm going to jump into the offense probably in the next day or 2, to be honest with you. And I'll probably attack that running back room first, either the running backs or the wide receivers, just to see how it's going to shake out. I don't know. I would honestly tell you that I really think Jalen's going to end up being gone, which I'm sad to see, but I like the change. I want to get like a true change of pace back in there. And I mean, you know who our starting two are going to be. I mean, that's pretty blatantly obvious. At number 3, dude, it's kind of up in the air. I really want to see how that shakes out. Goshek played with Ingle. Yes, he did. I knew you couldn't stay away. Good to see you. What do you think about Diablo? Voices, what's happening, dude? You're right. It is what it is. I like Diablo. I think he's going to end up making this squad. He's going to end up being one of those kind of, I don't want to say experiment, but one of those transition guys that's going to move from safety up to linebacker. I think it's going to end up working out for him. I think he's going to end up being a rotational piece. Worst thing that could happen to Diablo, he gets bounced to the practice squad. I do not see that happening with the linebacker core that we have right now, and that just kind of is what it is. Oh, Anthony, no worries, dude. Jerry, what's going on? I really can't tell you how much it means to me. You changed your mind. I'm calling it quits. Thank you so, Jerry, man. I appreciate it, dude. I just want to do a bunch of different crap, dude. Like I had this all keyed up. Let's see if I can get this going. And I think really this is just kind of what I want to start doing. Like once I finish the thing, show the defense, talk about what I'm talking about, then just kind of just show this crap in the background as I'm reading your guys' comments. I think it's pretty cool. I actually get into like a couple sweet ass fish, and if this video runs long enough, you'll actually get to see my hot ass wife for a minute because we took the kayaks out and had a good time for a day. What's good, family? Shout out from Youngstown, Ohio. Corey, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you're out. Glad you're still alive. Anthony, hell yeah, dude. I want to see Diablo in the 5th. Let me mute this real quick. Want to see Diablo in the 5th DB against some of these teams. Man, I'll draw that up. I haven't cut him out yet. I will draw him up and just to stick him in a few of these just to see how it play out. Farrell to play Leo and Gus Bradley's 4-3 under base defense. Man, I'll tell you, Francisco, I've been thinking a lot about who is going to play that Leo. It seems like he's the most logical fit. A lot of people have told me, like, he can't play Leo. Like, I'm not going to write that kid off. I've been really impressed by what Farrell has done since he has come into the league. I understand that we drafted him higher than a lot of people wanted to. That kid has a ton of talent, like straight up a ton of talent, man. So I just want to see how it ends up playing out for him. Kuntz is being targeted at Leo. That's another one that people have been saying. It's going to take him a minute to learn that system, though, dude, and they actually learn that Leo role. I'm hoping he can pull it off. I really think that's the reason we drafted him. I don't think you're wrong about that, Costas. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it right off the bat. Yeah, that exactly. Maybe only for third downs. Richard is going to get cut. Yes, he is, Dax. It's sad to say. Drake and Jacobs can get 1,000 yards. No, I guarantee that. If we use them right, we keep running the system that we've been running, this offensive line holds up, I'm expecting big things out of Drake and Jacobs, which is going to completely open up the passing game, and that is old school Raider football. And you have a defense that actually hits people and can make some big, decent plays, and that's what pushes you over the top, man. That is what it is. Oh, Nation, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you can make it to the show. The defense looks impressive. Abram can step in and play linebacker or drop back. See, Anthony, that's another thing, and I've had that drawn up a few times. I really think we're going to see Abram lined up in that linebacker position a few times throughout this season. We started to see it towards the end of last season, and I really think that's going to see something that you continue to see moving forward. I think it's going to end up looking damn good for us, which, again, is going to be something that frees up Karl Joseph to where he has to get on the field and play a little bit more, man. That is what it is. Do you think the future at linebacker is Diablo, Muse, and White? I'm not willing to speculate on that one yet, Dax. I'm telling you right now, Muse has to prove himself completely. White had flashes, but, I mean, he also had flashes where he was getting completely torched and just toasted. And then as far as Diablo goes, man, we got to wait till we see him at the NFL level. If it ends up working out like that, that would be awesome, but I really think Kwiatkowski has a good, 3 to 4 more years. Littleton has a good 3 to 4 more years. Morrow's been progressively getting better and better, so if he can continue to step up, I'll take that all damn day. Just came over from the Raiders Live. Oh, nice, dude. I appreciate it. And Karl Joseph played nickel in spurts, possibly. I don't know. I think if you really get into that nickel situation, I want to see Arnett kind of play in that nickel role. I know a few people have talked about it. I kind of like that. I want to see Isaiah Johnson play that nickel role, but there's still a good shot that Isaiah Johnson doesn't actually make this team, which is going to piss me off. So we'll just have to see, man. For now, no, but Muse and Diablo's development. Oh, depends on how they develop. That's it, Costas, like 110%. Cool, Kev, what's going on, dude? Yeah, let's see if he could do it. Chucky been in the gym. Man, got that beer belly from last year. Got to work that thing off. Diablo, Muse, and White all run 4-4. Good young future linebackers. They are all fast as hell. I will give you that. Who do you think will have the most interceptions? If I had to call it right now, I'd put it on Hayward Jr., to be completely honest with you. Mullen's going to end up staying keyed on that number 1 wide receiver. Hayward's going to end up taking that secondary guy. I could really see him end up getting a few picks throughout this season, possibly leading the team. But like honestly, if you think about it, like he's good for a couple. Mullen's probably good for a couple. I'm talking like two picks, maybe one or two. Abram usually gets 1 or 2 in the season. Karl Joseph always gets 1 or 2. All of a sudden, dude, that's more picks than we've gotten over the past couple of years just from these guys coming out and actually making some plays. We start getting some turnovers on defense. We start being able to score off those turnovers. It's another thing that's going to end up flipping this team. How do you think they're going to use Malcolm Kuntz? I think he's going to end up like starting off right now. I really think he's going to be like an exact Arden Key replica who can hopefully get to the football. We're going to bring him in on those third down situations. We might be able to use him in some spy situations later in the season once everything starts progressing. So we'll just have to see. But I'm not expecting too much from him, but I'm expecting him to make a few plays just coming off that edge in definite passing situations. But like a lot of these guys are saying, like if he's going to be like Gus's true Leo, which I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if he does, he's going to end up getting a hell of a lot of play time, dude. Gruden Leatherwood was going to be on the Raiders channel. I'll see it after trying to catch them fish. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for answering. Good having you back, Joku. Farrell only player that can rush the passer and stop the run on that D line. It's required to gut, dude. Francisco, exactly. And that dude, he plays the run pretty damn good. I'm not going to complain about him playing the run. I hope somebody starts hitting Mahomes, preferably a Raider. I hope that dude just gets took all damn season. With the Raiders D, knowing their assignments, it's going to make a huge difference. Locks, what's happening? You think, dude? That's going to be like one of the biggest differences. These dudes aren't going to be trying to do something that they have no idea what the hell they're even trying to do. Chucky needs the gym, or in another 6 months, he needs... I blame Paul Gunther. Yep, sitting around drinking beer, just eating pork chops all day, putting all that weight. Impact position on Gus's defense, strong safety, Sam and Leo, that's it, dude. Francisco, that is it. And you have to have all 3 of those filled. I think we got 2 of the 3 as of right now, but that Leo's going to be tough. Kwiatkowski's a damn beast, dude. Maybe Morg for interceptions. I'm not going to put that on that rookie, man. I'm just hoping that he can hold down that position and not let people behind. That's been one of our biggest issues as far as our secondary goes, is letting these receivers get behind the entire damn defense and being lit up. And I'm not talking about Mahomes. I'm talking about rookie quarterbacks, second-string quarterbacks, lighting us up because they're just getting behind the final player. If Moore can stop that from happening, those other guys can step forward, it's going to end up making a world of difference, man. How many sacks for Klee? 4. Like, realistically, I'm going to say like 4. I think he's going to end up getting to the quarterback more than he has in the past few seasons. It's not going to be anything crazy or dramatic. But if he gets 4 sacks, one of them's probably going to end up getting like 2 in one game. He's pulled that off before. They'll be few and far between, but him playing that run, him getting those pressures, and that's going to be his value for us. Who would have the most picks? Who cares? Let's just get some picks, dude. Was called one of the most underrated players inside. Yes, dude, that dude is going to be awesome. Will Nazib even get off the bench, or is he a dead horse? Oh, shit, dude. Cool, he better get off. With how much money he's getting paid, and I understand there's so much dead money attached to him, because I asked you guys that. A lot of you guys hit me up, so thank you for letting me know. That dude has a ton of money attached to him. He better get in this damn rotation. Like, he better get in this rotation. And he's another player, like, it's not a perfect situation, but if you get into, like, a true running down, he has done it in the past. He can stand up, play one of those outside linebacker positions. And, I mean, it gives him a little bit more versatility. I don't think he's going to be a starter, but he's definitely going to be in the rotation. Do you like that Mariota is the backup QB, or should we have traded him long ago? Anthony, if we would end up getting some kind of value for him, I really think he would have been gone. I think him being our backup, I'm not going to complain about it at all. I'd like to see Gruden work some packages in for Mariota, because we saw what he can bring when he's on the field. But at the same time, I know in my heart of hearts, Gruden's not going to do that shit, and that just kind of is what it is, which kind of sucks to say, because it kind of makes Mariota a wasted talent that you have sitting on your bench. I know a lot of you guys were like, every time he threw the ball, I would just hold my breath. And I was like, yeah, but every time he ran the ball, he was juking the shit out of people, went for almost 100 yards and a touchdown. That's a nice fish right there. And then, I don't know, it just kind of killed me, dude. Mazip may be cut, that's it, dude. There's too much money attached to him, dude. Hope we can trade. If we trade him, I will take that all damn day. We trade Nazip to bring in a linebacker, I'd be happy as hell about that. Leo equals Yannick and Kuntz, pretty much. As of right now, you're right about that. Carr deserves to play defense next year if he doesn't Here's what's happening, man. Coaches have slow Crosby down, over pursues a lot, over pursues a ton, and leaves his edge wide open. Every time you see a big fish get a big run get bust, it's because Farrell is in the backfield going after the quarterback. It's a little pitch, and that whole damn side of the field's open. He has to fix that. He has to fix that. Oh, Snob, what's good, dude? The hour 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, pretty much. I hope we can find a trade partner for Nazip if he doesn't play. The fact that's what pisses me off. One, it was a terrible contract. You are 100% right about that. But when you have a dude that's on a terrible-ass contract, and then you end up having him be a healthy scratch 2 games out of the season when he's supposed to be one of the difference makers for you, man, that pissed me off, dude. Who shows more improvement, Ruggs or Edwards in year 2? That's tough, dude. I get so frustrated with the fact that we are so limited is even getting the ball to our outside wide receivers in Gruden's bullshit offense that it's going to be tough for either one of them, dude. I'm telling you right now, it's completely up to Karl. It's completely up to Karl if he wants to get away from these little short interior passes and then instead of just taking deep shots, like take these crossing routes to your wide receivers that other teams destroy us with. Run these little flare routes to run just a simple little in or out routes and hit these outside guys, man. But until he can start doing that, it's going to be hard as hell to tell. In my personal opinion, I think Edwards is going to be more of the possession type guy, so he's probably going to end up having a better, he'll have more catches. He'll end up having probably close to the same amount of yards, but then Ruggs will have fewer catches, a little bit more yards, and probably more touchdowns, but Edwards will end up finishing, if he ends up starting for us, which there's a real shot that he does, I could see him finishing right around that probably 60 to 70 catch mark, if he was a true starter, number 1 possession receiver for us. And then a dude like Ruggs would come in with 50. Ruggs would have more yards because he was more of that deep threat. But I'm still banking on a dude like Snead could end up surprising a bunch of people. Brown could end up surprising a bunch of people. Brown and Snead could end up being starters in some far-fetched reality. If you guys think about it, man, it's just going to see how it all plays out. Whoever Karl gets that rapport with, John Brown has a chance of making a real impact on this damn team, dude. Oh, Dick, what's going on, man? I'm glad you can make it out. Edwards, you got some fish. Trade Nazip for a bag of football. Dude, I'd trade Nazip for a bag of cookies at this point. What do you think about... Oh, do you think we signed Justin Houston? I've heard a lot of talk about that, Dex. I've seen it actually through a few different Raider pages, and I've actually read a few articles about it on the wire. I would not shake a head at it if we ended up signing Houston, but... that would be the thing. If we could trade Nazip, free up that chunk of change, you could sign Houston right away. The Houston deal, it's all about just money right now. If Paul Guenther is 0 for 10 as a defensive coordinator, what would you rate Gus Bradley? Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've seen Gus Bradley have a completely jacked defense on paper. That thing looked like shit and cost him 6 or 7 games last year where that defense just imploded. Gus Bradley has something to prove to me. I've said that before, and I will say it again. I have complete faith that man is going to flip this defense. I think the player is going to be a hell of a lot more comfortable, and I think that Gus Bradley is going to end up being just fine. But he has to do it, man. He has to go out there and prove it, and these players have to buy into it. That's going to be the biggest thing. Cut Nazip already? You can't just cut him, Dick. You have to end up trading him. Trade Nazip for a 6-pack and an open bag of Cheetos. Open bag of stale-ass Cheetos. Kenneth, what's going on, man? I broke down the... linebacker group, and then we just jumped into the possible starting look for the defense. Thought it looked pretty damn good. Now we're just kind of going through your comments to see what's going on. Cut all the dead weight. That's going to start happening, dude. As soon as camp starts, we're going to end up continuing to trim this thing down. You're going to see Gruden bringing a few of the, Mayock and Gruden bringing a few of these kind of no-name guys to replace the other no-name guys as we keep rotating. But I want to see one more decently named linebacker come onto this team, dude. Let's roll. Any predictions for the Raiders this season? Wiggly Sticks, dude. I did my schedule prediction last season. I got us going 11-6. Taking a really hard 3-game loss through October and November. Just a really tough streak. Then rebounding with Washington. I think 11-6 is a real possibility for this team. I didn't think that was too far-fetched. Some of the games that I had us losing, a few of you guys disagreed with. But it's going to be tough, dude. But I think 11-6 definitely gets us into the playoffs. So, I don't know, dude. Check out that video last night. Skip to the second half of it. That's when I start breaking down the schedule. But, I don't know. 11-6 I think is very doable. I believe Nazip had a broken toe all year, if I'm not mistaken. Nazip was banged up, dude, but at the same, he was playing through it. He kept playing through it. The games that he missed, that is what it is. That's got to be an irritating trying to make play. Yeah, you know it does, dude. The Raiders need to stay healthy. They've been hurt under Gruden every season so far. Yeah, dude, I've talked about that. It's my hot-ass wife, dude. Like, strength and conditioning coach, dude. Like, you bring a damn yoga instructor in there. These dudes always get the same exact injuries. Jacobs and Drake are going to ball out this season. I'm here for it. Dude, Dax, if we can actually get them in a decent rotation, I'm 100% sure they will. Never heard of Nassib being injured. Heard about him not putting in the effort. I've heard about that the entire damn time. Who's out next year if we don't make the playoffs? Is Mayak out? No. Karl will be out. I promise you that. People will talk about Gruden being out, but I really don't think they'll get rid of his ass, even though that'll be the biggest problem that this team has. And then you'll see, like, I don't know, they're going to give that defensive side of the ball a chance to kind of have like a year or two to kind of build that defense under Gus. So I don't think anything will happen on that side. You'll end up seeing somebody like our offensive coordinator end up taking the axe and just being the fall man, even though that dude's nothing more than a puppet. I agree with you about John Brown. Carr seems to do well with the receivers that are number 50. Dude, I read that article. Crabtree, Aguilar, now him. I think that we have the perfect players to play Buddy's 46 defense. Kenneth, dude, I will give you that. Very true. Talked to a few people about Snead. They claim that he's the real... That dude can get off the ball, dude. Some of you want him on our team. Might come down to him and Zay. Heard more talk about Zay. Like, Zay Jones. Like, Carr tweeted something out. Like, believe in Zay Jones. He did the same damn thing to me last year. I'm not buying into it again. Never got the notification for the live, but I made it regardless. Andrew, I appreciate it, dude. If you look at Gruden's record over the Rams' record over the last 3 years, I'm sure as hell it's not Carr's fault. Thank you, Jerry. I read something about Gus Bradley having a good pass defense with the Chargers. Dude, he did, but they got shredded in those run games, dude. And then they buckled at the end of the year. Chiefs, Steelers, and Colts lose more games than they did last year, guaranteed. The Colts, guaranteed. The Steelers, guaranteed. The Chiefs, you got to see what happens with them. Anybody live in Chico? Not. Who's Max Crosby fighting off in terms of starting playing time? I think Max Crosby is going to... I don't know, dude. I could really see this defensive line like being a true rotation. Like, I'm talking like you have like a starter, but by the end of the first series, you have other guys rotating in. And just a constant cycle to where it really won't matter who starts. But I think Max Crosby, I think you're going to see him in a lot more situational styles this year. Just because you can stick Farrell on one side, you can stick Yannick on the other. You can bring in Solomon, you can bring in Irvin. Like, we have a lot more options and a hell of a lot more quality depth on that defense right now. What do you think of Solomon Thomas? I love Solomon Thomas, dude. I had that dude drawn up into a few of my videos before we brought him onto this team because I knew it was a definite possibility. I was happy as hell when we signed him. I am not even going to lie about that. How do you think the Raiders slow down Lamar Jackson to get the win week 1? The same way that we played the Chiefs and we had Arden Key playing that spy in the second half of that game where we just kind of shut them down completely. We have players that can do that. It's going to be that same exact style of defense. And really, you got to focus more on the run game, but I really think our linebackers being able to step up and then having Abram and Joseph on the field at the same, that's going to help our run game, or our run defense tremendously, man. We'll see. In training camp, it is, dude. Is that Miss Joke? That is Miss Joku. Out there fishing, dude. Find yourself a girl that'll do the shit that you do, man. It makes your life a hell of a lot better. In my opinion, Raiders will have a top 15 defense this year. I'm not sold on Leatherwood or James when it comes to the passing game. I'm okay with James, dude. I'm honestly okay with Leatherwood, dude. And if these guys can step up and I really think they'll be able to. We're going to see it. We're going to see it pretty much immediately right off the bat, especially with Leatherwood. But I think he'll be able to hold that down. Carr's going to end up having quick feet in the first couple games. I promise you he's going to be getting that ball out fast as hell. But once he starts to settle in, he realizes that Leatherwood can hold that edge down. You're going to end up seeing him start to take that extra second and whip this ball around, and that's desperately what we need. Were the Browns overachieving? One-year wonders last year? No, dude, as much as I hate to say it, I freaking hate to say it, I really think the Browns, as of right now, that defense is so stacked. That offense has some really talented player. Their freaking running back duo is pretty damn stacked. They're going to be a good damn team. I actually have us playing them and taking a hard loss next season when we play them. It sucks, but it is what it is. I like Solomon Thomas too. I think he's going to ball out. I really think he is, dude. You think Tanner Muse is going to play middle linebacker? I think he's going to play more special teams. I think if you see him playing middle linebacker where he has some serious injuries, and it's gonna hurt our defense. I was happy about the Thomas signing as well. He can play defensive tackle and defensive end. Yes, he can. James has already played well in the NFL. Leatherwood, let's just see. Just like all the rookies. That's it, Costas. All right, man, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. Just wanted to come out and break that down, kind of get your guys' thoughts on it. Hit me up in the comment section if you want to see anything else. I'm probably going to, like I said, I'm probably going to do the running back room in the next day or two, just because that's a pretty interesting room. And then we'll keep rolling through with that, man. So until next time, guys, I'm Sun Joku. Thank you all very much for coming out.